What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you guys tuning in for another video. If you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. You know, we're really trying to grow the channel. We're pumping out 3 videos a week right now, and I feel like it's all good bass fishing content that you guys can learn something from. So definitely appreciate all you guys tuning in, liking, commenting. I see those, I appreciate those, and definitely see you guys clicking the links in the description. So check those out. Head over to FishUSA.com to purchase all your tackle, and just really check out their selection. And if you have any suggestions, always drop them in the comments below, and we'll do our best to pass those on. And if you have any videoed ideas as well, always drop them in the comments below. We appreciate all that. But I'm doing a little last minute tackle prep. You know, we leave out for the next tournament here in just a couple days. We're headed to a place we've never been, the Chowan River in North Carolina. I think that's how you pronounce it. You know, it's a pretty big body of water. It kind of dumps into the ocean, but I don't believe it's tidal, simply because of the way that it's a sound and the whole river doesn't kind of connect. I don't know. It's a very interesting situation. I've never been there. I don't really know a whole lot about it. I've done a little bit of research on YouTube, watched a bunch of videos, you know, done some other research online, but I didn't get a chance to get out there and pre-practice, so I have no idea what I'm getting myself into. So I'm kind of basing all of this off of my research, really right here on YouTube. So I watched a bunch of different YouTubes videos. You know, there's a bunch of guys that fish a bunch of tournaments there, and it looks like it's really full of fish. So I'm really excited to get out there for the next tournament. But in doing so, it got me thinking about certain techniques and baits that may be a player at the Chowan River. And of course, FishUSA come in clutch, got me an order just in time before we head out. So I'm going to kind of go through here and show you what all we ordered in preparation for the Chowan River. You know, like I said, this was just a few things that I felt like I needed to have, and some of it's just a couple extra items as well. A couple things that I've never thrown before, just some interesting things that I feel like may play here at the Chowan River. So, you know, looking at the videos online that I've seen, there's a lot of cypress trees, a lot of vegetation, duckweed. There's a lot of, you know, kind of lily pads, a little bit of bank grass, stuff like that. It reminds me a lot of like the James River or the Chickahominy River. So instantly I got to thinking about baits that I could be fishing in the kind of that darker water around those cypress trees, that kind of stuff. You know, it's close target. You know, this is up close and personal. You're fishing, you know, making short cast to targets. You're not open water fishing. So it kind of eliminated a lot of my tackle box, and you know, I come up with some ideas here that I feel like may play. So I got me a few of these guys right here. This is the new Z-Man ChatterBait Elite Evo. I've heard a lot of good things about these. So I've had a couple of them. I didn't really fish them a whole lot. You know, I gave them a few casts and didn't really ever dial in the presentation with these, but you know, they offered a few different colors that I really like. So, you know, obviously black and blue, that comes standard in all the chatterbaits, but this color here is not available in the jackhammer. It's called Bama Brim, and I really like the look of that color. I like the dark blade. You know, in that dark tannic water, I wanted just something that, you know, is not real flashy, and you know, just a little bit different presentation. And then, you know, kind of going on the opposite spectrum of that, I got a bluegill color, but it does have some flash, but it's a unique color. It's a copper blade. So this is really the only chatterbait I know that has a copper blade on it. So really cool looking color there. And you know, I figured if maybe I find a little spot they're feeding on some bluegill, the bluegill are spawning or something, I wanted to have some options there. What do we got? Oh, I got another shad color too. This is another cool looking color from the Evo electric shad, but it's just another different option. And I'll be curious to see how these play out. So what I get, 3 or 4 of each, I believe. just because you got to have multiples. You know, you can't just order one. you got to get 3 or 4 of each. But really excited about that black and blue one. So let's bust one open and see what it looks like. You know, I think it's a little bit smaller profile than the jackhammer. So that'll be good for, you know, around that tight cover. It definitely has a different keeper on there. So, you know, if I'm skipping this bait, if I'm skipping this around those cypress trees, you know, my bait's really going to stay on there a lot better than, say, just the standard jackhammer. But I don't know. I'm excited to try these out and see what they do. I haven't spent a whole lot of time with them, but I really like that deep blue color on there as well for that kind of dark tannic water that you typically have on those rivers out that way. But so that's first up. I got some Evos. If you guys have tried the Evo, drop it in the comments below. I'm curious what your thoughts are on the Evo. Next up, we dug into some frogs. You know, you're going, it's the time of year to throw a frog. You know, like I said, there's all that duckweed, and this right here, this is one of my favorite frogs to throw, the Jackal Kiera frog. I got a few different colors of that. You know, FishUSA has a wide selection of all the different colors in there, but I got bluegill, I got a black one, and there's another bluegill one right there. And then this is a unique one. I haven't seen this one. Well, I've seen this one. I haven't thrown this one before. And it is the S2 beat, whatever that means, Kiera frog. So it's just it's the same bodied frog, but it adds a little blade on the back. So it adds a little noise, a little flash, something like that. You know, this is kind of a, what is this color called? I would call it a bluegill. It's called Japanese frog. Maybe that's what the frogs look like in Japan right there. But it adds a little flash on there and a little noise, like I said. So this is something that I'm excited to try. You know, I feel like this will be a great bait for a little more open water, heavy cover, you know, kind of skipping around those trees, not necessarily in that heavy vegetation or duckweed, but more like open water around wood, stuff like that. You're able to just kind of walk this frog along. It makes that noise, that ticking sound, and really like that. I'm actually really impressed with that, and I think I'm going to tie him on. We're going to catch some bass on him right there. That's for sure. Really impressed that FishUSA had these in stock. You know, previously I'd seen these just on some Japanese websites, so that was it's pretty cool that they had some on there. And then, of course, we just got some, you know, good old fashioned Spro frogs. It's hard to beat that. Just a straight black, just kind of restocking. You know, after the Florida tournament, I kind of donated some frogs to some gators and some fellow anglers, some fellow media representatives that wanted to catch some gators. Yeah, cough, cough. You know who you are if you're watching. But anyway, I'd kind of donated some frogs, so I had to restock a little bit. And, you know, with frogs, we just kind of dropped the video on the frogs as well, but you keep it pretty simple. Straight black, popper, straight black, walking frog. And then I did mix things up. I got 2 of these right here. This is a new color I've never seen before, and it is called Misty Shad. Very interesting looking color. I was hoping it would imitate a bluegill a little more, but honestly, now that I'm looking at it, I would say it's going to be more of a shad. But really interesting color, kind of bright tails, and we'll give it a whirl, see if we don't catch any fish. But that's it. That's all we got in the good old box from FishUSA. Like I said, just trying out some Evos and restocking a few frogs. You can't go wrong with, if I can catch them on these 2 baits at the Chowan River, I'm gonna be a happy, happy man, that's for sure. So other than this, you know, typically when I go to these types of fisheries, you know, for me, cypress trees always equals a tube. I don't know why, but whenever I see cypress trees, I really want to pick up a tube and start flipping a tube around there. So, you know, that's one thing that I really plan on fishing a lot. If I have to slow down and kind of flip a target, it's going to be that tube. I'm going to be flipping probably a Big Bites Tour tube or Big Bites Salt tube something like that. That's one of my favorite tubes. And just kind of flipping him, black and blue color, you know, that dark tannic water, and just flipping him to those trees and stuff like that. You know, other than that, you know, the last time that I was at the James River this time of year, it was a really good buzzbait bite. You know, it's just that time of year that there is a good buzzbait bite. You know, that's so that could be really exciting if I can catch them on a buzzbait, a frog, a chatterbait. You know, all power fishing baits. So I think it's going to be an exciting tournament. I'm really excited to get there and break down a new fishery. That's something that I'm most excited about, is going to a place I've never been. I love going to new places where really nobody has any history. It's a new stop on the entire tournament trail. So nobody has any previous experience, or nobody really should have any information on it as well. So it's going to be interesting, and really comes down to whoever breaks it down the fastest that week. And I really like going into tournaments like that. So I'm excited to get there. Hopefully you guys are excited to watch it. It's coming up real quick, and man, it's going to be a good time. I feel like we're going to catch a lot of fish on top water, moving baits, frogs. So it's going to be exciting. A lot of big explosions, and hopefully a lot of big fish caught. So appreciate you guys tuning in to this video. I got a little more tackle. I got to organize some tackle here and get ready to roll out to the Chowan. But like I said, appreciate you guys tuning in. Leave me those likes and comments down below. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll see you guys next time.